bench boards versus bench blocks. It's time to finally decide which one is king. First, the board press. Some of you that are newer to lifting are probably already asking yourselves, what the heck is a board press? Well, I'm glad you asked. The board press had become one of the more popular bench training tools through the 90s and 2000s. It was widely popularized by equipped powerlifters at that time. Put simply, a board press device is stacked wood, like you can see here, most typically made from 2x4 or 2x6 pine construction grade lumber of various heights. It is held by a partner on the lifter's chest while the lifter barbell bench presses. The boards are sandwiched between the lifter and the barbell, effectively decreasing that range of motion. The result is a shorter stroke for the bench press repetitions. Stroke. And lifters do board presses for a few different reasons. It could be to work on a sticking point in the lift, to focus more directly on the development of the triceps, to handle heavier weights. You could use it for rehab or prehab reasons, or for equipped powerlifters, they'd like to use it to work in a new bench shirt. So you can alter the movement by increasing or decreasing the number of boards that you actually use on the board press. You'll commonly see these come in from one board or maybe even a half board, and then all the way as thick as a 4 or 5 board. We've got a 4 board here. A 1 board would be minimally different compared to that full range of motion bench press, where the 4 or 5 board is going to be very short movement. You know, it'd just be that last little bit of lockout that you actually are training. So the board press was the gold standard for achieving these effects in the gym for, like I said, at least a couple of decades. But then the new challenger emerged. We've got the Bench Blokz. The Bench Blokz can achieve many of the same stuff that the boards actually do, but with a few tweaks, a few minor differences, or moderate differences even. They're made from an ultra-dense foam instead of this chunky old wood, so they're considerably lighter. One bench block is made to replicate multiple traditional board heights. You can see this one has multiple options you can use. This one also has multiple options that you can use. So you need a little less equipment in comparison to the boards. But enough about just talking about the board presses and the bench blocks. It's time we actually put them to the test. Let's see which one really works better in the gym. When the rubber hits the road, when the shit hits the fan, which one are we going with? So here's the one board, the original board. Through our testing, it proved to be the least effective of all the boards. There's no shelf to even rest a phone on it, so it's basically junk. Throw it away. The 2 board is an improvement over the 1, but there's still barely enough room to rest your phone. It also has a relatively small surface area when standing upright, you can see here. So this leaves it a little bit prone to tipping over. And with the price of phones these days, you can't really afford to make that costly of a mistake. Now the 3 or the 4 boards are much more effective tools. They have sturdy bases and substantial shelves for your phone. The additional board depth even allows you to manipulate the slant of your phone, as you can see here. Provides additional camera angle options, which is key, probably the most important feature here. And they can hold your phone vertically. So if you're shooting an Instagram or a TikTok reel, that's great. Or horizontally if you're a YouTuber. Overall, height is a limiting factor on the boards. I mean, these are only so many inches off the ground, but you can set the boards on other things to work around that limitation. Now, when we look at the Bench Blokz, you know, the newcomer to the market, the smaller bench block, it does have one pretty decent option here. It's very low profile. That could work if you're working with limited space there. It could be a good option. A couple of these options aren't great for going vertical though. You can see it just doesn't hold the phone as well. Horizontally it still works. And then on the bigger bench block option, it's got actually multiple choices here, and one very secure from front to back, not a lot of slop there. Side to side there's still some danger, but overall pretty secure method to hold your phone. You do have other options. You can go vertically or horizontally, etc. So pretty decent option on the Bench Blokz also. So I think the real question is, at the end of the day, what the heck, which one are you going with? I'm kind of a traditionalist, so I'm sticking with the good old board press, particularly the 4 board. It's got to be the 4 board for me. The Bench Blokz are a solid, ready-to-order alternative. They're affordable. You can get your hands on them cheap. They don't take up much space. They're light. But there's just something about the good old 4-board when you're shooting video in the gym. And ultimately, I think that's the key here. It's not which one you're using, it's just important that you are shooting video of yourself in the gym to post on social media. That's the key, that's what we wanna make sure you're doing. So if you found this video extremely helpful and informative, which I'm pretty sure you did, please make sure to demolish that like button and then go to the subscribe button and just obliterate that too. Also, don't miss the Massenomics podcast. We've got new episodes of that coming out every single Monday from now until artificial intelligence takes over the planet and takes over the Massenomics podcast. Check out our newest merch items. We've got the pocket tee that just came out. We've got a cool leather patch hat, a sewn-on leather patch hat that we really like. And then maybe coolest of beans, we've got this windbreaker. I'm rocking it, this camo black windbreaker with the Massenomics logo on the chest and Massenomics across the back. It can't be beat. Cool beans.